I knew my family didn't value me, but I never thought they'd cancel my entire 18th birthday. Because my sister cried over a broken nail, that night, something inside me snapped. I packed my bag, walked out without a word, and let them realize what life looks like without their invisible daughter. My name is Harper Lane, and for some reason, I woke up on my 18th birthday thinking this year would finally be different. I actually smiled when I sat up. It's my day, I whispered. Just once, maybe they'll remember me. But the universe answered with screaming, "Mom, oh my God, look at it." Madison shrieked from the hallway. I opened my door. What happened? She held her finger up like it was broken. My nail, it cracked. I can't go anywhere looking like this. Mom rushed to her. Sweetheart, breathe, we'll get it fixed. It hurts, Madison wailed. I blinked. It's a nail. Madison spun toward me. You wouldn't understand, Harper. You don't care about how you look. Mom shot me a glare. Not today, Harper. She's upset. I held up my hands. I didn't even say anything. Mark jogged up the stairs. Is she okay? She's devastated, Mom said. It's literally a nail. I whispered again. Madison stomped her foot. See? She's being mean. Mom sighed. Harper, don't start. Today is already stressful. It's my birthday. I reminded her softly. No one reacted. Mark cleared his throat. Harper, can we talk in your room for a second? My heart sank. Sure. We stepped inside. I stood by my dresser while they hovered at the doorway like judges. Mom spoke first. So, about your birthday dinner. A strange coldness spread through my chest. What about it? Mark said it too casually. We're postponing it. I blinked. Postponing? Why? Madison is too emotional to handle a party today. Mom said, you're canceling my 18th birthday. I said because she broke a nail. Mom frowned like I was the unreasonable one. Harper, be mature. You know your sister is sensitive, so I have to sacrifice my day, I asked. Madison suddenly peeked around the corner. I can't go out looking ugly. I stared at her. It's a nail, Madison. She glared. Stop saying that. Mom snapped. Harper, enough. Don't make this worse. I'm not making anything worse, I said. It's my birthday. Mark sighed. We'll do something next week. No, I whispered. I want today. Ethan walked by with cereal in hand. Harper, just chill. Birthdays aren't a big deal. It's my 18th, I said. He shrugged. Still, don't be dramatic. My voice broke. I'm not. Mom cut me off. Harper, please. We can handle two girls being emotional. Two girls emotional. I nodded slowly. Okay, got it. Madison smirked at me before turning back to her crying act. Mom hugged her like she'd survived a tragedy. I closed my bedroom door and sat on my bed, staring at the floor. I'm invisible. I whispered, I don't matter. A soft knock came later. Harper, it's Grandma. I opened the door. Rose stood there, small and tired. I heard what happened. You didn't say anything. I said quietly, I didn't want to upset your mother. So you just let them cancel it? She looked down. I'm sorry, Harper. I swallowed the hurt. It's fine. It's not, she whispered. But I don't have the strength to fight them anymore. I hugged her anyway. She left, looking guilty, and I watched her go, feeling like a ghost in my own home. My phone buzzed. It was Chloe. Chloe, happy 18th, Harp. How's the big day? A tear slipped down my cheek. I typed, me, they canceled it. She called immediately. They what? Why? Madison cracked a nail. I said bitterly, no way. She breathed, no way they did that to you. They did. How are you so calm? She asked. I'm not, I whispered. I'm just used to being second. She sighed. Harper, you deserve better. You hear me? You deserve the world. I wiped my eyes. I thought maybe today would be different. Listen, she said, voice firm. I'm coming over. We'll celebrate ourselves. No, I said quickly. They're already mad at me for existing. Harper, screw them. Chloe, I whispered, please don't come. Not today. She was silent for a moment. Okay. But promise me something. What? Promise me you won't let them convince you that you're nothing. I couldn't promise that. Harper, are you still there? Yeah, I whispered. Thanks for calling. After I hung up, I walked downstairs. My whole family was gathered around Madison, comforting her like she'd lost a limb. Mark glanced at me. Harper, can you clean the kitchen? We're dealing with something important. Important, I will, I said softly. Madison smirked again. I turned away, and something in me dimmed. My birthday was gone. My place in this family never existed. And for the first time in my life, I felt the truth settle into my bones. I wasn't overlooked. I was unwanted. That night I sat on my bed listening to them fuss over Madison, like she was royalty. Every laugh, every dramatic gasp, every over-the-top complaint echoed through the house. I whispered, it's still my birthday. But no one cared. The longer I listened, the smaller I felt. Like someone was slowly erasing me from my own home. Memories started hitting me hard. I remembered school concerts where they forgot to show up. I remembered birthdays where Madison blew out my candles first. I remembered fights where I took the blame just to keep peace. I remembered all the moments I told myself it's fine, when it wasn't, and tonight, all of it came rushing back. Finally, I walked into the hallway. Mom, I said softly, can we talk? Lydia didn't look at me. She was too busy fixing Madison's hair. What now, Harper? I just want to understand why my birthday doesn't matter. Madison rolled her eyes. Oh my God, is she still on that? Mom shot me a warning look. Harper, not tonight. It is tonight, I said. It's my birthday. Madison whined louder. She's stressing me out. Make her stop. I felt anger sting my throat. I'm not doing anything. Mark walked over with his phone. What's going on? She's complaining about her party, Madison said dramatically. I whispered. It was canceled because of you, Madison snapped. Don't blame me for your boring life, Mom sighed. Harper, be mature. My chest tightened. Why? Do I always have to be the mature one? You're stronger than Madison, Mom said. She's sensitive. And I'm not allowed to be, I asked. Madison scoffed. Obviously not. I turned to leave. But Mark's voice stopped me. He was on his phone again. Not noticing I could hear him. Yeah, man, it's Harper, he said. Lydia's leftover kid from her first marriage. My breath froze. Leftover kid, he laughed. She's not really part of the family dynamic. I stepped into view. Say that again. He jumped. Harper, look. That wasn't what? I asked. True. Mom rushed over. Harper, calm down. Don't tell me to calm down, I said. Did you hear what he called me? Ethan came out of his room. What's with all the yelling? Mark called me leftover, I said. Ethan shrugged. So he jokes. That's not a joke, I said. Ethan rolled his eyes. Seriously, Harper, you're so sensitive. It's not that deep. My hands shook. It is to me. Mom crossed her arms. Harper, you're making drama. I'm reacting to your cruelty, I said. Madison clapped sarcastically. Wow, what a performance. I felt tears press against my eyes, but I forced them back. I walked to my room, closed the door, and sank to the floor. Why am I always the one who has to be okay? I whispered. My phone buzzed. It was Chloe. Happy 18th, Harp, she said when I answered. How's the big day? I let out a shaky breath. They canceled it. What? She shouted. Why? Madison cracked a nail, I said bitterly. There was a pause. Then, no way. They didn't do that to you. They did. How are you not screaming? She asked. I'm used to being second, I whispered. You shouldn't be, she said. You deserve better. I whispered. Mark called me leftover. She gasped. He what? And Mom didn't care. Ethan said I'm overreacting. Harper, she said, voice trembling with anger. That's emotional abuse. They don't hit me. I murmured. You don't need bruises to be hurting, she replied. Her words softened something inside me. It hurts so much because you keep loving people who don't see you, Chloe said gently. A tear finally fell. I feel invisible. You're not invisible to me, she said. Not ever, I swallowed. Thank you. No, she said. Thank yourself for finally noticing what they're doing. I didn't answer. Chloe lowered her voice. Harper, you don't belong in that house. It's my home, I whispered. A home is supposed to feel safe, she said. Does yours? My silence answered for me. Do you want me to come get you? She asked. Not tonight. I said, but stay on the phone. Always, she whispered. I curled into myself, gripping the phone like it was a lifeline. For the first time ever, someone's voice felt louder than my family's silence. And for the first time ever, I felt myself waking up. The next morning I stepped into the kitchen hoping just for a second that someone would say happy birthday, Harper, but Madison was already complaining. My nail tech said she can squeeze me in at noon. She bragged. Crisis averted. Mom smiled proudly. See, everything works out. I stood there quietly until Mom noticed me. Oh, Harper, since yesterday was messy, could you clean the kitchen as a birthday compromise? I stared at her. A compromise? Yes, she said. Do something helpful and we'll plan something small for you next week. Madison smirked. If I'm not stressed? I felt something snap inside me, silent, sharp, like a thread breaking. I set the dish towel down. No, Mom blinked. No, I'm not cleaning anything today. Ethan walked in with toast. Wow, someone's moody. I'm not moody, I said. I'm done. Madison rolled her eyes. Done with what? This, I said. All of this. Mom put her hands on her hips. Harper, don't start being dramatic. We're trying to have a calm morning. You canceled my birthday, I said. You called me sensitive. You let Mark call me leftover, and now you want me to clean. Mom snapped. It wasn't personal. You're stronger than Madison. So I have to earn my place by being quiet. I asked. Madison muttered. You don't have a place. That was it. I turned without another word and walked upstairs. Mom called. After me, Harper. Where are you going? I didn't answer. I went to my room, grabbed my old duffel bag. and started packing clothes, jeans, hoodies, toothbrush. The few things in my life that actually belonged to me. My hands were shaking, but not from fear, more like release. Ethan peeked in. What are you doing? Packing for what? Leaving, he snorted. Right, sure. I zipped the bag. I'm serious. Mom's voice rose from downstairs. Harper, get back down here, Madison yelled. She's being insane again. I lifted the bag onto my shoulder and walked out of my room. Mom stood at the bottom of the stairs. Where do you think you're going? Anywhere but here, I said. Madison gasped. You're actually leaving? Yes. Mom rushed forward. Harper, stop. What about school? What about chores? What about me? I asked. She froze. Mark finally looked up from his coffee. You're overreacting. No, I said, my voice steady. For the first time, I'm reacting correctly. Mom reached for my arm. Harper, be reasonable. I've been reasonable my entire life, I said, stepping back. It didn't get me love. It didn't even get me a birthday. Madison folded her arms. Go ahead, run away, you'll be back in a day. I looked right at her. Watch me. Then I walked out the front door. I didn't slam it, I didn't make a scene, I just left. Outside, the air felt different, cleaner, colder, honest. I walked down the street and called the only person who had ever made me feel seen, Chloe. She picked up instantly. Harper, what happened? I need a place to stay. Come here, she said. Right now. When I reached her house, she hugged me before I even stepped inside. Oh my God, Harp, you actually left. I had to, I whispered. I couldn't breathe there anymore. She guided me to her couch. Stay as long as you want, stay forever, whatever you need. For the first time that day, I cried, not from loss, from relief. Later that evening, my grandmother Rose called. Her voice shook. Harper, sweetheart, your mother told me you left. I didn't know it was this bad. It's been bad for years, I said softly. I'm so sorry, she whispered. I should have protected you, you tried. I said, but you can't fix people who don't want to see me. She sniffled. I'm proud of you. Those words hit me harder than any insult ever had. Meanwhile, Chloe checked on me every few minutes. Do you need water, food, a hug? I just need space, I said. And you? She smiled. Then you're safe. Over the next week, I heard through Rose that my family was falling apart. Chores were piling up. Madison refused to help with anything. Ethan claimed he was too busy. Mark complained that no one kept the house together. Mom cried every day, saying she didn't understand why Harper left. For once, it wasn't my problem. For once, they were the ones drowning, and I finally felt myself learning how to breathe. 2 weeks passed before the knock came. I was in Chloe's kitchen making tea when she peeked through the blinds. Harp, it's your mom. My heart thudded. Of course it is, I murmured. Let her in. Mom stepped inside with a smile that didn't reach her eyes. Harper, sweetheart, how are you? I crossed my arms. Fine, what do you want? Oh honey, she said, pretending to look hurt. I just want my daughter back. Which daughter? I asked. The invisible one or your new maid? Her face twitched. Harper, please don't be cruel. I'm just being honest. She sighed heavily. The house is struggling. I raised an eyebrow. Struggling how? Well, she began slowly. Madison can't manage anything. She refused to load the dishwasher yesterday, said it stressed her cuticles. I laughed once. Shocking. And Ethan won't help either. She continued. He said chores aren't his job. I nodded. Funny, they used to be mine. Mom's voice cracked. Mark is furious. The house is a mess. No one listens to me, so you want me to fix it? I said. I want you home, she insisted. Things were better when you were there, for you. I corrected, not me. The door opened again, and Madison barged in with her usual attitude. Harper, can you just come back? Mom's losing her mind. I stared at her. Did you come to apologize? She blinked. For what? I laughed softly. Exactly. Mom stepped forward. Harper, we can work through this if you just come home and stop being difficult. I'm difficult, I said. You canceled my birthday because your favorite child cracked a nail. Mom whispered. Madison is sensitive, and I'm what? I asked. Your emotional punching bag. Madison groaned loudly. She's making everything about herself again. Madison, shut up. Mom snapped. That surprised all of us. Chloe walked in and stood beside me. Harper doesn't owe you anything. Mom glared at her. This is family business. It stopped being family business when you threw her aside. Chloe replied. Mark suddenly appeared at the door. Harper, enough drama. Come home. I turned to him. You called me leftover. He shrugged. It was a joke. No, I said. It was the truth. And you meant it. Mom clasped her hands together. Harper, please, the house needs you. You don't need me, I said. You need a servant. Mark snapped. Stop acting like we abused you. I stepped forward. Okay, let's list it. You ignored me. You mocked me. You let Madison take everything. You dismissed my feelings. You made me smaller every day. Madison rolled her eyes. Oh my God, Harper, I cut her off. You don't get to talk. She shut her mouth, Mom whispered. We didn't know you felt so hurt, you didn't care enough to notice, I said. Ethan finally walked in looking annoyed. Can we wrap this up? Mom wants you home. Harper, I asked him, why do you want me back? He shrugged. Because chores suck without you. I let out a breath that wasn't a laugh. There it is. Mom reached out. Harper, you're part of this family. No, I said softly, I was the glue. The glue you walked all over. Until it finally snapped. Mark pointed at me. You're making a mistake. I made one for 18 years, I said, staying. Mom started crying. Harper, please, come home. I shook my head. Home isn't a place where I'm unwanted. Silence dropped over the room. Chloe touched my arm. You don't have to say anything else. I stepped back toward her. I'm not coming back, I said simply. Mom whispered, not even to visit. Not unless something changes, I said, and I don't think it will. I walked to the door. My family stood there confused, shocked, desperate, angry, but for once, they weren't in control of me. As I stepped outside, Mom called